What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
I'm Low. Keith.
I'm Jarek.
And I'm Curtis.
Y'all know the vibes. Y'all seen the thumbnail. BTS, dope. Y'all been banging on the table for this. We are definitely about to get into some of the older tracks. Be gentle with us in the comments, guys. It's a big rabbit hole to get into BTS with everything. We still got other fans on the page as far as NCT, Stray Kids, and everything else. So give us a little bit of time to react to everything, and we'll have all this stuff out.
Yeah, Low, say it.
We love y'all, but don't get it fucking twisted, okay? Like, talking about some be gentle. Let's start the video.
Make sure you subscribe.
Without further ado, jump into BTS, though.
That is
I hop in
wildin'.
that shit with my actual account. Fuck that be gentle shit.
Real ones now.
어서 와. 방탄은 처음이지?
Same.
I love POV shots.
With that rap monster.
Oh, he looks super young.
It's considered one of the craziest EDM drops, too.
This one?
Jimin!
They're taking you through like a whole life story right now.
It's going down for real.
J-Ho!
Wow. My bad. Good, bro.
Sped up the cadence.
Tae Young.
Say like a young bull.
Let's go.
He killed that John.
You fucked that up.
With the Pee Wee Herman shoot? Remember to hold it low. Why don't you get an RM shirt? Once you rap Monster, you can't rap out Monster.
He tough. He can take it.
That was a sick way to end it too.
How y'all feel about Dope?
Yo,
I think it was dope.
Was dope.
you can definitely see the growth.
Damn, nigga stole the words out my mouth. But nah, for real, I see the growth like a motherfucker. Like the growth progression.
Literally.
In literally every aspect. From the looks to the sound of the music to the just like the whole style and definitely the shooting of the video. That budget got bigger. They got a bag now. they got a bag. Not saying like this was shitty, but like you can clearly see. You know
It had set backlot vibes.
Yeah, them drones.
Like
look
we're just
kinda-
rotating the.
Drones look kind of sci-fi to them.
Well, this shit is like 6 years old, I think.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That you see that everybody got to start somewhere. I mean, shit.
It's the fucking fifth comeback, actually.
Wow.
Listen, man, you know I say what I want. But nah, my guy RM killed that verse as usual. I mean, it's effortless at this point for the boy. What's funny, no joke, this is weird as shit, but yo, he remind me of Nick Cannon. Not rapping wise, but like, I don't know why he just remind me of Nick Cannon.
God.
With Nick Cannon, cool
The
as shit, we not
charisma,
gonna
right? The charisma.
Yeah, like he
The
remind
way
me
he
of
got
Nick
that
Cannon.
showmanship and stage presence. I
He
see what you're
remind me
saying.
Of young Nick Cannon, like from the movies and shit, like the coolness. Like
Gigolo Nick Cannon.
What? What? Like that's how you remind
Love
me.
don't cost a thing, Nick
Never
Cannon.
cost a thing that can.
Al, not Alvin, Al.
Drumline Nick Cannon.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Anyway, on another note, yo, you know it's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Even with all the shit that we
Yeah, a little
watched,
something on the end.
out of all the in the group, I say obviously I am my bias. I think J Hope definitely my favorite dancer in the group. His shit just on another level. I ain't gonna lie, it's just low key kind of.
Did you not see Black Swan?
Oh, up there probably with some of the best you've seen.
Yeah, I it's like he's up there with 10. As far as like my favorite idol dancers or whatever like that, I'll put him up there with 10. Cause 10 get busy too, but yeah, definitely in Bangtan, he's definitely my favorite dancer. But this is a cool little song. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of the shading people who like go to the club. Like, I get the message of the song, but I've never been that guy. So I'm like, all right, it's kind of like you do what you do. But I get the point of it. Like, yo, while you was out in the club, we was out working, we was getting it in, we was doing work.
You can do both.
Cool, bro. Cool story, bro. So like, you don't get no bitches. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it was cool, but.
I love the way the video started, especially because they had this cool way of introducing you, like, or taking you into their story, I guess, because they started with everyone dressing up as like typical like work jobs, like normal professions that most people would have, and they're starting out saying like, you know, how it sucks or how I want more out of life type of thing. And I just think it's a message that, especially with a younger demographic, like as people are going from being, you know, younger to transitioning into like that work life kind of thing, like it hits like such a large demographic. And the fact that they waited that whole time to get right up until that bridge is when they actually like rebel, so to speak, against it. Like it felt like there was like a real catharsis to that beat break, because that was like the release of all that tension. And the fact that they're saying like I'm basically gonna work for my dreams, I'm gonna make my dreams come true, because I mean there's a quote basically, if you're not working for your dreams, someone else is gonna pay you
To work for theirs.
Period.
So, I mean, just the fact that they embody that, and I mean, as you said, I mean, the growth speaks for itself. Their humility, like, they've stayed throughout the whole process, and, you know, that's why they are where they are right now. I loved it.
I respect the grind, yeah. Oh, it's my turn. Yeah, my favorite part about that was RM. You know, I like how he kind of introduced us to everything like a train conductor, I think. I don't know, but it was a nice, cool little outfit he had. I wasn't a big fan of it until RM started killing it. I'm gonna be honest. He did his thing. He definitely stood out the most to me throughout the whole video. I think it looked like he was the most polished out of all of them. So here, you know, the way that he started it, I felt like I was only really paying attention to RM because the rest of it was like,
Like that, they definitely seem like young boys back then.
Yeah, like you can.
now all of they shit now is grown men.
Yeah,
like,
now
just-
you can like pinpoint like, all right, he's killing it, he's killing it, he's killing
And
it.
think about
To
that,
me, here it's
I
kind of
totally
like
disagree.
Think about that juxtaposed to like when we first started watching this
Mm-hmm.
shit, and we was like, "Yo, how old are these kids?" But then we watched this, and we like, "Oh no, I see the growth. It's just different because of how they're dressed and the type of music."
and the
I
way
agree
they
with that.
kind of approach everything too is it seems
It's
different.
total. It's total.
They seem
look at them. They just look like some little scamps.
they
just
look
running
like
around and shit,
amateurs
like-
here.
J Hope.
And they killed those verses too.
Yeah,
I thought the song was cool. Doesn't really like super stand out to me. I don't think it's something I'll put on my playlist. I like the video. I like the message behind the video. The echo what Curtis was saying. I thought the choreography was actually better here than I've seen in some of the newer videos. Maybe it's because of the fast pace, or they were hitting the beats a lot harder, or it
A
was a
lot of
little bit
staging
more
and
intricate.
blocking elements too.
But I thought it was cool. I thought it was pretty good.
You talking
But-
about something that give you backlot vibes?
It's
That's-
right- yeah,
that's-
is.
it does.
I was about to
It
say,
gives-
definitely it is.
It gives me like that rotating set
Yeah.
where every time they return it would be a new set. That's
it
what
gives
it feel
me
like. to
Jonas
I think it was done
Brothers.
purposely.
Yeah.
No,
Rock
that's what I'm
vibes.
saying. Like, I'm pretty sure this is a set. No building is just sitting.
Initially, when the video came on and I started seeing them in all these different work outfits, I couldn't help but think of like that Village People like kind of vibe, like just they're all dressed as like a
That's
different
not a
thing.
good vibe.
That was really
YMCA
cool.
vibe
The Electric Company.
It's a
in,
classic
in the
song.
Navy vibe.
Shut the fuck. He said the electric phone.
So
That's
yeah, it's an edit point.
That's another point.
Talk about the PBS show.
Am I tripping or he just matched up with himself?
Oh shit,
Yeah.
bro.
Nah, but I've kind of feel the opposite. I don't feel like Arm was the only one that stood out. I think it was like 4 or 5 standouts on here.
Yeah.
Because they each brought something different to like this track in particular. You definitely can see the growth in a lot of people as far as like the dancing, vocal talents, and everything else. And to me, watching their old stuff, they kind of seem to always have a presence or a special vibe with them. Now you can definitely say it's a lot more polished. The presence that they have now seems larger than life at points.
It was like
even
that, you saw the sparks of that raw talent that was like then polished and cleaned up to then allow them to grow into what they grew into.
Yeah, because now, like, when they're in a room, even with other idols and stuff, at least from the shows and things that I've watched, they stand
Everybody
out
stops.
always, and people, like, kind of stop, and it's kind of like a real big thing. And even with that, they're still very humble, and it's just, it's really surprising to have that much power and to have the music industry throughout the world in a chokehold, essentially, for how humble, like, these men still are, right now.
It's honestly kind of ironic too, because with a song with that kind of subject matter, you would almost think it'd be like a punk rock, rebellious, kind of like grungy type of feel, and it's more so inspiring and uplifting.
But that goes back to what I was talking about with their
Yeah.
social what the people accept from them and allow them to do, kinda, not the record labels, but the people who consume their music over there, the fandom and everything like that. What they allow them to do, the freedom they allow them creatively, and musically and everything like that, totally different from over here. Maybe drill artists are allowed to do a lot of shit, but not a lot of artists are allowed to not to have that same freedom of going from here to here to here and kind of just saying, especially doing like social messages and everything like that. It's like if you do social messages, you kind of stick there. If you J. Cole, don't try to Drake one day.
I'm not sure,
Yeah.
like,
Well, you
how
might
early,
be if you got an independent deal and you by yourself. And
Well,
shit.
yeah, but I'm saying like
Once the label's involved, I don't know how much.
If J. Cole dropped the Careless Lover Boy, nigga, what?
His fans will still listen regardless.
His fans will still listen because he has a particular fandom.
Yeah.
But
It's-
the people who don't fuck with him wouldn't
Yeah,
listen to
I
that
think it's
shit.
just particularly with what you're saying is contingent on the fan base that artist
One,
has.
do you even have a fan base?
Yeah, that's exactly
at
where I
that?
was about to
Yeah.
go. If you don't have a fan base, then you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
how early would you say this was in their discography?
Like 2 years.
This
into it.
is 2 or 3 years into everything.
Okay. I was
So-
gonna say, because imagine like the amount of pressure they had on them, like if they weren't known the way they are known now
As a
to
matter of-
have to deliver on something like that. Like if it fails,
Yeah,
that situation,
someone's definitely going to drop in the comments some stuff because obviously they consider like these eras of BTS.
This is literally 2 years after the origin. This is
Yeah, so this is-
this 6/15 2000.
This should be the era
15, I
after
think.
like the punk era almost, because I'll show y'all some stuff tonight that's kind of more
Oh, boy.
the punk era stuff, and then they have the schoolboy era, and then they have kind of social commentary.
yeah. But even
issue
going from
era.
like a punk era to something like this, just like I just can't imagine the kind of pressure that would have been on them just to like if this doesn't succeed, like
I don't think it would be that much pressure because the label wasn't a big label to begin with, so
Big hit
it doesn't
wasn't a big
seem.
They had nothing to
Yeah, it
lose.
wasn't. It didn't. Yeah, exactly. They didn't have anything to lose, and if they kind of went off, then cool.
some of the best success stories are like that though. I mean,
I think-
it's the people who had nothing to lose that just went all in.
I think initially I will say like literally I forget, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Like literally their album went from having like a bulletproof vest on it to a flower in the transition of like one album. They changed their image completely in like I think it was the album after this or whatever. So regardless if they were able to take risks,
So
they
the
were the only big hit ironically on their label.
Right.
So if they flop, the label kind of flop and everything too. So for you to kind of transition into a whole different genre of music and go to another plateau with it is just kind of remarkable.
So maybe I'm jumping the gun, but
Not
that
jumping the gun.
image change helped them, or was the reason?
Yes, but I think
they blew up?
I think with most K-pop stuff in general, when you debut when you're 15 or 16 years old, most of the time you are an angsty teenager, and that's kind of like the phase that goes on, and then you kind of have an era after. But yes, Lo, I think I wouldn't be sounding wrong if I said the change is definitely what sparked at least Western audiences to what was going on there, because the content just definitely changed.
So let me ask you: was it so much a change in them, or was it a change in what their label would allow them to do?
I think Big Hits allows them to do whatever
so,
they want.
perfect example, like Pink's first album.
That was-
Definitely
that
not
was-
like
that was a
anything else.
label,
That was a
it
label
was a label
decision,
record.
and it was a big hit. And then to go from that being a big hit to something completely to the left that she wanted to do. Some people are gonna vibe. You're gonna lose some people, but you'll probably gain the people that you really meant to have.
It was the will.i.am argument.
Right.
Where it just was like, do you want to make music that your fan base loves, or do you want to make the music that you want to make and then see
Whoever-
what record
whoever
sales is
ride.
and what's everything else is? I don't know. I don't know what to tell artists. You probably should try to find a good medium to make the music that you want, but also cater to your fan base because they're here for a reason. But yeah, anybody else have anything they want to add? I feel like I ran on a tangent. Keith,
No, I'm good.
Jared.
Nope.
Y'all know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Give us as much information as y'all can. I'm pretty sure someone in there let us know like the different eras and everything for like BTS. Also, y'all brought up good points too with the whole certain people stood out to y'all. In most of these eras, y'all probably see people in the comments mention it. They'll be like, "Oh, such and such ran this era." Like he was almost my bias for this era.
I remember you saying that before.
Yeah, y'all gonna run into that a lot where you'll look at 3 videos in a row almost and be like, yo, I'm not even a blank fan, but they fucked this era up. They almost wrecked me this era.
Wasn't it like a MVP of the era video? We started watching that, right?
Yeah, I
Was that
watched it.
complete?
Someone did a vote, not to run on a tangent, of like who was the top 3 MVPs of each era. And then, it'll go from there. We'll watch it one of these days. But Lo, you can bring us out.
Road to 3 milli. Road to a dub. What we gotta say?